today I would like to share about my group's first board. I'll share with you the side issues that we gathered. Some of the issues that we found in Telok Panglima Garang are the rise of sea level and flooding due to global warming. This, in addition, degrades the water quality and soil quality to support the mangrove forest and its biodiversity. For the social aspect of the issue, we found that activities done in the region is not really environmental friendly, which in turn disconnects them from the natural functions of the river and the mangrove. This stems from the lack of awareness and environmental knowledge among the community. For the biotic aspect of the issue, we can segregate the issues between vegetation and wildlife. For the vegetation element, encroachment of industrial and agricultural land use without proper use of land buffer, which in the future can lead to more problems such as urban sprawl. For the wildlife element, sheet and field erosion that can harm aquatic life and can lead to problems such as eutrophication and algae bloom. I'll share with you on soil sensitivity. As we can see, number 1, in the northwestern part of the map, which covers an area of high sensitivity for mangrove areas which has favorable soil type, which is muddy soil, and it is near to the river. Muddy soil is very favorable for mangrove because of its texture, which can absorb more water and can allow root of trees to grab and secure the soil. Muddy areas are highly sensitive areas and the smallest in size in the region due to low amount of conservation done to the area. Next up is mangrove sensitivity. On the northwestern area, we can see it has the highest sensitivity due to the threatened native mangrove species. The existing mangrove area is the Sijangkang Mangrove Recreational Park that is located along the Langat River. For wildlife sensitivity, the northwestern area are highly sensitive due to aquatic and terrestrial habitat of the mangrove in the area. Paya Bakau Sijangkang was built from a landfill site and developed by the villagers, which now turns into eco-tourism. Besides that, we have industrial sensitivity. The high sensitivity for the industrial is located within the development area, including the industrial and commercial buildings. It becomes high sensitivity due to the industrial and commercial activities and leads to the increasing amount of carbon emission from transportation and factories. The medium sensitivity area have small amounts of green area mixed with development such as roads and residential areas. A thorough study, we chose eco-resilience as our main concept for our master plan. Why did we choose resilience? System resilience can play an important role in maintaining conditions that will sustain the provision of ecosystem services that can contribute to human well-being. Eco stands for the relationship between living things such as humans and animals and the environment. Resilience stands for the capacity of an ecosystem to respond to stimuli such as destructive elements by resisting damage and depends on the recovery rate. Aim for this region is the restoration of mangrove biodiversity conservation linkages at Telok Panglima Garang. Our main few objectives for this planning is to study the factors that contribute to the degradation of mangrove. Firstly, to analyze the potentials of mangrove land use to be conserved aligned with the biodiversity conservation approach. Next is to apply eco-restoration linkages at every part of land use in landscape master plan proposal and enforcement planning strategies that give benefits to Telok Panglima Garang future development. After discussing among ourselves and our lead lecturer, we came up with a vision which to provide cultural and ecological information of the mangrove by focusing on the protection and preservation of the mangrove forest ecosystems and the wildlife connected to it will contribute to sustainable city, economic growth and eco-tourism. We came up with our strategies by studying thoroughly the Sustainable Development Goals. Firstly, we plan to increase the community's awareness of the importance of mangrove biodiversity through formation of forest management, learning groups, and support of environmental education among youth. NETS is developing sustainable approach to create a systematic and organized ecosystem services to reduce urban heat island and carbon footprint. Re-establishment of the natural biodiversity of mangrove forests by restoration and conservation at mangrove and develop seed banks for restoration purposes. On the aspect of strategic planning, we aim to improve the efficiency in agricultural sector to improve the output of the industry and lessen land degradation. NETS is systematic approach waste management, hence improving pollution management in the industrial districts, maintaining and restoration of natural water sources to ensure good quality water ecosystem, conservation of endangered mangrove species which acts as natural carbon sink, thus enhancing air quality to the surrounding. Efficient approach of land usage to further optimize urban development and prevent urban sprawl. What can we conclude from our inventory and analysis? We concluded that every living things play an important role in maintaining the ecological and agricultural aspect of the region. Next, water quality is crucial in the area to maintain the sustainability of the ecosystem. Finally, the importance of relationship between land use changes, climate, and wildlife affect the condition of natural resources. And void map, as you can see there, the black color represents void and the white color represents solids. You can see on the connection map, yellow color represents the main road, blue colored circles represent public transportation such as bus stops, green line represents bicycle lane, and dotted purple lines represent pedestrian walk. So finally, we allocated some spaces and its function for ecotourism space. We plan it to be mangrove rehabilitation area. Eco farming consists of aquaponic and hydroponic agriculture. Eco livelihood consists of green residential area. Eco-urbanism consists of green infrastructure, green corridor, green network, and stormwater harvesting. Eco-industrial consists of eco-waste disposal. For lending me your ears, I would like to pass the presentation to my buddy, Ahmad Badruddin, to continue.
Thank you, Anna, for the informative and also the interesting presentation. My name is Ahmad Badruddin, from the 248, and I would like to continue the presentation of my part, which is master plan for today. We have indicated four major areas for us to develop due to our funding, which is eco-farming, eco-livelihood, eco-friendly city, and last but not least, eco-industry. Allow me to explain in detail for these major areas. Eco-farming involves the introduction of symbiotic species, where possible to support the ecological sustainability of the farm. There are four keywords for the eco-farming, which is oil palm plantation management, agrotech, agroecology, and sustainable agriculture practice. Strategies approach for eco-farming is we more specified for uncultivated land as a buffer zone to limit erosion, reduce nutrient runoff, and provide habitat for pollinators and other species. We also provide a design that sustainable irrigation system that will filter the excessive contamination in the water before entering the river. Second, eco-livelihood. Eco-livelihood is both the employment and financial opportunity for local people, such as industrial, agricultural, and commercial sectors. The keyword as guidance for us is good system, strong, interaction, environmental friendly, and environmental protection. Strategic approach for eco-livelihood is green residential by proposed biodiversity outdoor side, we also propose sustainable community linkage, eco-village, and focus on effectiveness human-nature interaction. Next, eco-friendly city. Eco-friendly city is to inspire an urbanism that is more socialized, inclusive, and sensitive to environment. It is less ideologically driven than a green urbanism or sustainable urbanism. The keywords here will focus on the healthy lifestyle, green city, tourism, and solar system factors. Strategic approach for eco-friendly cities is the green infrastructure, sustainable building, and efficient network. We also propose to expedite approval process for green building with improved engineering system and cooperation incentive for platinum green building. Last but not least, the main area for our master plan proposal is eco-industry. The eco-industry pioneer green supply chain management and on-site organic waste recycling. Keywords that we use for this area is carbon emission reduction, green economy, pollution control, and green building. Strategic approach for this area is sustainable waste management and green economy. We also provide the establishment of material recycling facilities, decentralized composition plant, separate waste collection at source, and optimize the waste collection route. Next, we move to another part, which is Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). We agree to choose 4 SDG, which is SDG number 3, Good Health and Well-being, SDG 4, Quality Education, SDG 11, Sustainable City and Communities, and SDG 15, Life on Land. SDG 3 more focus on healthy life and well-being in sustainable development. SDG 4 used to tourist area and provide educational information of mangrove forests. SDG 11 respond on how to strengthen the development planning to promote good economic, social, and environmental. And SDG 15 used on how to strengthen the development planning to promote good economic, social, and environmental. We already finished the explanation of master plan proposal and SDG for our proposal. Next, we will continue with the guideline. There are 10 guidelines for our proposal, which is soil, land use, wildlife, industrial development, water, vegetation, infrastructure, mangrove, forest, and last but not least, agricultural development. I would like to choose the major involvement for our guideline. Let's go through one by one. First is soil guideline. In soil guideline, the peatland area need to be identified before any activity carry upwards the area. We have proposed guideline which is need to conduct detailed soil testing on the properties, fertility, permeability that influence plant growth and development. Second is land use guideline. The priority area of development are urban saturated built-up area consists from residential land use, business, industry, open space, and others, as well land use community facilities. Our proposal guideline is to encourage mixed-use development that's ecologically sound and preserve natural resources in each type of land use. Next is industrial development guideline. The width of the buffer area zone distance between 500 meters until 50 meters from the resident according to the type of industry. Our proposed guideline is the industry zone should be developed into a sustainable manner in order to meet the need of the environmental. For infrastructure guideline, the distance between the resident and the area must be between 0.5 km to 13.6 km for the each category of education. The proposed guideline is need to develop this higher level learning institution because this only has educational facilities from kindergarten to secondary level. This provides an opportunity for the citizen to acquire knowledge up to a higher level. The The planting is the most important element in the design. These are our planting strategies in 4 major areas. The infrastructure area, we prioritize aesthetic value, welcome effect, directional signage, and provide a safe and comfortable environment. The riverside area, construction of the right landscape must take into account the impact on rainwater runoff. The residential area, we propose a minimum 6-meter wide green linkage must be provided to connect residential areas with public facilities. And last but not least, the industrial area, the 2% of the entire factory area include parking should be reserved as landscaping area. As per conclusion, eco-resilient can help to respond to the mangrove degradation with sustainable strategies to improve the biodiversity and ecosystem. We believe and confident this proposal able to protect and conserve natural resources and other types of land use by using eco-restoration approach. That's all from us, Group 1 Teluk Panglima Garang. We do appreciate your time and patience. Thank you and have a nice day.